here at 100.9 FM. Well, good evening and welcome to the KPEG Game of the Week. Tonight we take our first look at Cabrillo as they host Nipomo in their season home opener. This is Greg Ratcliffe coming to you live from Houck Stadium as the 0-1 Conks get ready to face the 1-0 Titans in non-league preseason action. Cabrillo drew a tough matchup last week to start the season, losing 42-0 to defending state champion Bishop Diego. Nipomo fared better in their Week 0 game, however, pulling out a 17-14 win over Santa Ynez. So as the Titans hope to keep the momentum going, the Conks look to turn things around and get their first win of the season here tonight. Now, I had the pleasure of speaking with Cabrillo head coach A.J. Pateras yesterday, talking about last week's loss and the prospects for the rest of the year. Let's listen in to what Coach had to say.
Well, I'm here with Cabrillo head coach A.J. Pateras. And Coach, thanks for meeting with me again this year. When we spoke at the end of last season, you were really excited about the prospects for your team this season. Then the schedule came out, and you had to face defending state champion Bishop Diego in Week 0. Now, I know you're going to take some positives out of last week's game, but how does a tough loss like that affect the team as you continue to prepare for the upcoming season?
Well, when the schedule came out, we actually chose our schedule. So we picked our non-league this year. With all the changes in the scheduling throughout the state, we found that playing better competition was going to give us a better understanding of where we're going to be in our league season. So playing a tough team like that was kind of more of a measuring stick of where we are right now, Week 1 or Week 0, whatever you want to call it. We were still trying to feel out certain guys in certain positions. Some injuries came part of that, and so other guys got thrust into different roles. But when you look at how the game went and the things we did well, things we didn't do well, we didn't execute in certain critical areas of the game. From snapping the ball over a quarterback's head, I could count maybe 10 times, punting the ball for about 4 or 5 yards, so we're working on a short field. And then just the normal jitters of a game one, a missed route, a missed throw, normal things that would happen, but then you add that to a list of a bunch of mistakes, you don't really give yourself an opportunity to say, hey, we can compete with this school. I thought defensively, majority of the time, we played really, really well. And I felt that Bishop Diego earned quite a bit of what they got rather than we just kind of laid down for them. They had to earn it. And so if we could have lined up with a redo, and you don't get those, and that's the fun thing about teaching our kids is that you got to be as perfect as possible all the time, or at least pursue that, because there are no redos. But if we did a redo, I feel like we would compete, much more up to our capabilities. And so when you look at all the positives from the week, we go, well, some guys did some great things. Tito Miza almost ran over 100 yards. I don't think he got over 100 yards but one time last year, if that. And so he's changed as a running back. Some of our offensive linemen stepped in. Guys that we weren't counting on coming into the season who performed really well, or performed well enough to say, hey, we got confidence in that guy. He's going to play in the game. Anytime we need him, he can go in and he'll perform. So there's a lot of positives. Obviously, the loss and how we lost are things that, I haven't slept well all week for. But I think part of that comes from, trying to find your identity and now knowing that when you play some of these really, really good schools, teams that have had success over many years, you can't make small mistakes. And if you make more than one of those mistakes, you're going to lose by a lot of points. And so our kids kind of got an eye-opener of that, or a reminder, I should say. But it was nice to see that on a short field, defense held their own. A bunch of 4-and-outs, forced them to miss 3 field goals on our pressure off of the field goal block. We had turnovers in the kicking game. We were able to cause a fumble on a muffed punt. And so some of these things that we were able to do show us that there are signs of success just waiting. It's just when we put it all together throughout a week of practice and then go play, we got a great shot.
I knew you'd find some positives.
Always.
So where you are.
Always.
So let's talk about one of the big reasons you have high hopes for this season. That's your roster. Your team was really young last year, but you've got a bunch of returners in key positions coming back.
Yes. Yeah, we pretty much returned almost every starter. We had key guys like Ben Dixon, JD, Brenton, some of those guys that filled some really key roles, and some of those guys were 2-3 year starters. So losing those guys was tough, but we had a lot of juniors and a lot of sophomores on the field. And now this year we've got a couple of those sophomores who are now juniors playing and playing really well, and then we have some new sophomores added into the mix that we're excited about with just their size, speed, and ability. And you match that with some of our older guys. There's a lot of learning and mentoring going on. Senior leadership, we're still trying to find and teach what what leadership is to these young guys. Even as seniors, you'd think they just kind of know what to do. They don't. And so we're still trying to get it out of them. But their work ethic is kind of the thing that has been the one thing that has kind of set the tone going down, is that our sophomores, JV or varsity, doesn't matter what level they're on, we're working out at 6 a.m. with those seniors. All right. And so those seniors have kind of set the tide of like, this is how we're going to work out, and this is what we're going to do. And we didn't really have that as a senior class last year. And I think that's more to all of the change those boys experienced and me coming in new and saying this is the way things are going to be. And but I think this year's group has just kind of settled into that. So we're relying more on our experience, but that experience has really got to translate into performance. And we can have an experienced bunch, but if we're not performing, we're not going to have success. So it's good to see that there's competition. Guys don't have a spot this year because there's nobody else. There is somebody else working on in their position right behind them that are craving that starting spot. So we're pushing more of that depth to kind of keep things fresh and new and keep kids accountable so that, if they don't perform, they know there's someone right behind them trying to take their job.
Yeah, well, last year you talked about establishing a new work ethic when you first came in, and it sounds like that's coming to fruition now.
Yeah, absolutely. There are days where kids are kids, and you got to, kick them in the butt a little bit. But when you come to the grand scheme of where we are as a program, from when I got here, from where we're at now, there is a foundation of what is expected now when it comes to working out, when it comes to practice habits, school, how they interact on campus with different people, whether it's their peers, teachers, or outside in the community. There's an expectation now of how they're supposed to conduct themselves. And that, I think, is going to be the thing that sets us forward for when we start to see a huge jump in success. And it's not going to be just one level. It'll be an all-program thing.
Well, let's talk about the new league a little bit. With most of the local area teams moving to the Central Division, the Los Padres League is no more, and you find yourself in the Channel League. What's your take on all of that, the new teams, the geography involved?
Change is inevitable now. I think every couple years they've been changing leagues, and I remember when I was in high school, I was a part of the Channel League when I was a player. And when we were making runs in the playoffs in my junior, senior year, we were coming up here. We were coming up. We played Lompoc down at Ventura, but we played Arroyo Grande. We played San Luis Obispo. We played Rigetti. So I was familiar with some of these schools growing up because that's who we played. It was, I think, a geography-based, more playoff, system. And now with the divisions and the change, and you play anybody at any time. So with the change for us, it was out of our control. So there's really no, upsetness or frustration or anything that would go into that.
What are you going to do?
Exactly. We just wanted to, where are we going to go? Give us a home, and we'll go, set our schedule appropriately. So when the talk started saying that we're going to the Channel League, I was happy about it. For us, it's a 6-team league, so, and I know Josh McClurg has said this a couple times, is that third extra playoff spot. It gives you 3 teams automatic, and that is the one thing that gets you to, get your opportunity for the playoffs. So for us, it gives us more opportunity. We're not traveling as far. I know going to Santa Maria is a 20-minute drive and things like that, and that was great. But now playing some of these Santa Barbara schools, we got to go south anyways for playoffs. Yeah. So why don't we go south to some bigger schools that are closer and look at Dos Pueblos? Went to a CIF championship last year. Has been probably 1 or 2 in the league down there when Ventura and Buena were still in that league. And so you add that with Lompoc. Now you got a really strong, heavy, top-tiered teams in your league. And then you add San Ynez and Santa Barbara, who have been consistent and competitive over the years, and then us in San Marcos, where there hasn't just been a consistency there. So there's a lot more opportunity. You never know how these classes are going to come and how the development is going to be. So for us, league-wise, it's exciting. It gives more opportunity. With everything in change, we're still playing. We play Nipomo this week.
Yep.
We play Pioneer Valley in 2 weeks. So my philosophy is we're going to go down south as much as we can for non-league, but we also want to stay up here and be more local to continue to establish those friendships and relationships that we have with other schools.
Let's talk about that Nipomo game this week. They're coming off a 3-point win over San Ynez in their opener. What can we look forward to against the Titans on Friday night?
I think it's going to be a physical game. Last year it was probably one of our more competitive games that we had. I thought it was our first time we really competed at a high level, but we got behind the 8 ball and we were down 28-0. And when you get behind and you have to learn how to win, it doesn't really go well. So when we looked at last week's film of Nipomo and then we looked at kind of what we didn't do or did do well, there are a couple things that stand out. One, it's still early in the season. So when you play a school like Nipomo, they're doing what they do. They stay in what they do on defense. They haven't changed a whole lot from a year ago. Offensively, they haven't changed a whole lot from a year ago. And then they played San Ynez, who's been competitive and tough for the last couple of years. And so you look at that and you go, all right, well, they weathered a storm of positive and negative throughout their game and gave themselves an opportunity to win. And then we look at where we are this year and where we came from last year playing them and go, this is one of those games where we can kind of make a statement. But on my end, I think it's going to be a very physical football game. It's going to be an exciting game. I think we match up really well with them, and we've got an opportunity to go out and establish in our first home game kind of the tone of where our season's going. Because last week, I don't think is a good representation of where we are and what we're doing. So.
Well, we're looking forward to it for sure. As is our tradition, we'll wrap up with the injury report. Anybody hurt?
Yeah, we lost Justin Pilato last week. He did some really great things for about 2.5 quarters and then broke his collarbone. And he's actually the second collarbone. We had Sam Schmidt break his in the summer. So we've got 2 safeties out there and then just normal bumps and bruises from there. But yeah, that's a big one. So other guys got to step up and kind of go from there.
Up.
Exactly. Yep. That's always how it is.
All right, Coach, as always, thanks for your time and good luck against Nipomo.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Well, back live now at Houck Stadium. I am joined, as always, by the Statmeister himself, Mike Loney. Mike, after a long drive last week, we are home sweet home here at Houck tonight. What do you expect to see from these two teams?
Well, I'm expecting that somebody is going to put some offense on the board sometime. They were not real successful with it last week. They totaled 103 plays, 285 yards between the two teams, and 104 of those were on 2 plays, or 107 were on 2 plays. So,
not exactly an offensive explosion from either side last week.
Nipomo did win their game after they got a 67-yard touchdown pass late in the game to win it, and both kicking games are not terribly spectacular. So.
Well, we're about to see the Nipomo kicking game as they will be kicking things off to the Conquistadores to start things tonight. Yes. Nipomo and their traveling whites kicking off from the northern end zone. And this game is underway. Short kick fielded at the 10-yard line, right in the center of the field. Straight up between the hashes we go.
Nice job following his blockers.
Tyler Williams on the return gets to about the 27, looks like. 26, they'll put it. 1st and 10 for the Conquistadors from there. Our first time here at Houck this year. Field looking pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
And a nice crowd on hand for the Cabrillo home openers. Stands been continuing to fill up. And some folks from Nipomo made the trip as well.
A little bit of a shorter jaunt
than last week. Yeah.
And the trip to see me.
From the shotgun we go. Handoff up the middle.
A little bit of a high snap, but up around shoulder level. Meza takes it for 2. Garza and Hernandez on the stump.
Give him 1 officially. 2nd and 9 from there.
1 plus a squiggle, and we have a Cabrillo lineman who moved early.
Our first penalty of the night as flags go flying all over the place. This will be a false start. against the Conks.
And if I recall correctly, Coach Pateras was unhappy about middle mistakes last week, and so I'm sure that one.
Yeah, that did not please him too much, probably.
That one did not put him in a good mood.
Back him up 5, second down and 14. Little pitch here to the near side, cuts it back in. As Tito Miza on the carry, gets back to the 24-yard line, gets some of the penalty yardage back. Be third down and about 12.
Third and 12 yards to go for a Conquistador first down.
And quickly up to the line come the Conquistadors. 2 receivers up to the top side, 1 in the slot, 1 wide here to the near side.
Jackson Anderson at quarterback.
Under pressure, sandwiched in the backfield for the loss.
And they're going to say that's a sack, although they had a linebacker come across the line before the ball was snapped. And, but they're going to say that was a sack down at around the...
all the way back to the 16, it looks like. And that'll force a 3 and out for the Conks in their first possession. Punting from just outside the goal line. Good snap. Kick is away. Short kick, fielded at the 41 on the run. Breaks through a first tackler and gets down to about the 33-yard line before he's brought down. That was Wyatt Omahundro on the return. So the Titans will have excellent field position to start their first possession of the evening. 1st and 10 at the Conquistador 33. Just underway here at Houck. 10:08 left here in the first quarter. No score. Nipomo with their first possession of the night. They will send 1 receiver to either side and start out of the shotgun. 1 down back, throwing on first down. Little quick flare out. Screen out there to the left.
Nice tackle behind the line, and that was
Cade McNamee on the stop for the Conks. Loss of about 4 on that one. Completed pass for -4. Takes us to 2nd and 14. Ball now back at the 37.
Last week, these 2 teams combined for 13 of 49 passing for 172 yards. So,
little handoff up the middle, sweeping out to the right now. Gets up to the sideline and down to about the 25.
And that was number 8, Anthony Perez, on this week. And it looked like he got stopped by number... Ricky Iniguez, number 6. We got to tell you, these numbers are for the Titans are not real clear.
Silver on white. We'll do the best we can. And some of the names are a little tough tonight, too. So if we have any folks in Nipomo listening to the webcast, we will do the best we can with your pronunciations.
Yeah.
Good time to remind you, this broadcast is being simulcast on KTNK Radio 1410 AM and KPEGradio.com.
On the Conquistador Radio Network.
Flag on the play will stop this one. And this will be false start against the Titans.
5-yard penalty. Still 3rd down.
We'll repeat 3rd down. Where are they going to put the ball? 28. No.
27. That's the wrong spot.
They have it marched off the penalty.
9 yards. That is not the right spot.
And they're going to stop playing. Yeah. Okay. There's some confusion down on the field as to where the ball is supposed to be. They did not mark off the penalty.
Now they're going to.
Now they're going to. Okay. Scared me for a minute. I thought they were going to move it the other direction. Okay, so that looks better. Now we're out at the 32. And 3rd and a long 8.
9:22 remaining here in the first quarter.
2 receivers up top. Fake handoff. Quick screen out to the left side. Covered very nicely by the Conch defense. And it'll be a 4th down for the Titans. They'll have a decision to make here at 4th down and about 8 at the Cabrillo 31. Looks like the offense is going to stay on the field.
31-yard line.
And the Titans will be going for it on fourth down. 8:45 left here in the first. No score.
The two teams have faced each other a total of 12 times, and they have split the series 6 apiece.
Quarterback keeper rolling out to the right.
Oh, he's going to be...
Looks like he's going to get the first down around the 20.
Yep, managed to break a tackle right at the yard line to gain.
Braden Grossart, the quarterback for the Titans. I got to tell you, he's a big young man. He's listed at 6'2", 221 pounds. And that's why he made that first down.
He had a little momentum going.
Handoff up the middle to number 6. That's Ricky
again.
Rodriguez.
Beautiful stop by number 54, Patrick Durham, coming up from his linebacker spot.
It's inside the 20 to the 19-yard line for a short gain, maybe one.
Yeah, half a yard.
We'll call it 2nd and 9 because we're nice.
Nipomo knocking on the door a little bit here.
Two receivers up top. Under center this time. Quick pitch.
Tried to go left. Great
Rodriguez
job.
Picks up a block, tries to get to the corner, and will pick up a couple before he's wrestled down by an armful of Conquistadores.
Great job by number 34, Danon Pacheco. He didn't make the tackle, but he held up the end and he pushed his attempted blocker back into the backfield, and the runner had to go all the way around. And by the time he got he was headed, there was a lot of support there.
3rd and 9.
Ball's at the 18-yard line. 3rd and 9 now for the Titans. They've already indicated we are in 4-down territory.
Yeah.
I'm sure that might play into their play selection here as well.
2 wide right. And they're going to roll right.
Quarterback rolling right, throws on the run, complete at the 10-yard line and out of bounds.
And he's going to be just short of the first down.
Cole Bahima, the receiver, that got that one. Short of a first down, as you said. 4th and 1 from the 10. At the 11. Actually, they need to get to the 10. And as expected or suspected, the Titans will be going for it here on 4th. Handoff. Up the middle we go. Touchdown, Titans.
And that was number 23 for the Titans. Keishon Paua.
Has a Toa hair. And showing a little bit of Toa strength there to get that one in the end zone from 11 yards out. And the Titans are on the board first here this evening. 6-0 Nipomo with a point after coming up.
6:24 remaining in the first quarter.
Point after coming up, the kick is away, and it is good. As Mike said, 6:24 remaining here in the fourth. Nipomo on the board first. It's Titans 7, Conquistadores nothing. And you are listening to the KPEG Game of the Week right here on your home for local sports, 100.9 FM, KPEG.
Ronaldo Flores, who kicked that one, was 2 for 2 on extra points last week and had a 27-yard field goal. So
yep.
when you win by 3, 5 points is important.
While we have a moment here, I want to have a special hello to some folks back home. I want to say hi to Izzy, Mikey, Coco, and Buddy.
Uh-oh.
Listening back home to Papa on the radio. Hi, guys. Be home soon. And, of course, Lita Mary as well.
Service department is open Monday through Saturday, and the sales department is open Sunday through Saturday for all your maintenance.
Well, Cabrillo defense had some good-looking stops there, but couldn't come up with the key one there at the end.
Chevrolet, find new roads. The kickoff for the
AJ mentioned, as you might have heard in the interview, that the tackling was a bit of a problem last week. Kickoff his way. This one will be fielded at about the 7, bobbled but controlled. Straight up the
Little
middle.
bit of a hole.
A little bit of a cut and out to about the 25-yard line.
And if he had been able to escape that tackle, he was off to the races.
That was Mason Towns on the return. And the Conquistadors will take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line with 6:18 remaining here in the first. Titans up 7-0. We're going to be giving you some score updates from around the Central Coast as we get them this evening. Especially the Lompoc Braves game going on down in Santa Fe Springs tonight. Cabrillo out with a 4-receiver set. And from the shotgun. Low snap.
Anderson picks it up and just dives forward and picks up a couple.
Yeah, Jackson had nothing to do that time except grab it and go. It turned it into a gain of about 3. So 2nd and 7 for the Conks. Better snap this time. Quick throw here
high
to the near side, complete.
Number 21 gets a first down.
Eddie Little on the catch and run. He gets out across the 35, and the Conquistadors will get their first down of the night.
With 5:46 remaining in the first.
7-0 is our score. The Nipomo Titans lead here early. Conk still spreading out the defense. 3 receivers up top, 1 here to the short side of the field. Anderson from the shotgun. Hands off this time. Miza stretching forward across the 40 to about the 43. Nice effort there by Tito.
And on the stop of the Titan, number 7, Joey Garza.
Safe forward progress stopped at the 43. About 5 yards to go on 2nd down.
Miza was one of the few bright spots on offense last week for the Conquistadors. He had 83 yards rushing.
Anderson with the keeper gets hammered in the backfield, stood straight up, and he'll lose a couple.
He got hammered and then nailed. And then he got hit.
That was all before the action started. Loss of a yard, they say. 3rd down and 6 from the 42. Same formation. Anderson sets, throws deep down the far sideline. This one's going to be picked off at the 30 and tackled immediately.
Mason Towns intercepted by the Titans.
One-on-one coverage out there on the far sideline. Just a go route, and it pass was a little short. And the defense was right there to pick it off.
Good job by Mason Towns, though, to immediately make the stop. No return on the interception.
So the first turnover of the night goes the way of the Titans, and they will take over 1st and 10 at their own 28.
With 4:38 on the clock in the first.
From the shotgun, quick little pass out here to the near side, complete, picks up a blocker, and feels his way out to close to the 35.
Picked up a blocker and then picked up 3 guys wearing jerseys of a different color.
Jericho Becerra on the catch. Out to the 35 for a gain of about 6. It'll be 2nd and 4 for the Titans. Clock running as we approach the 4-minute mark here in the first quarter. Again from the shotgun. Quick throw out here to the near side once again. Complete once again to the 41. Chad Schusterich this time.
And another nice stop by Patrick Durham.
Well, just across the 40. Enough for a first down, however. 3 receivers up top. 1 here to the short side. Looks left, fires right, overthrows and incomplete.
Had number 14, Chad Schuster, who was 5 yards behind everybody and wide open, and the ball was 10 yards behind him. Beyond him, I should say.
A little too much mustard on that one. Second and 10.
Couple.
Little screen out to the far side, complete. And out to about the 45.
And he pumped and pumped and then pumped again, and he was getting no water out of the well and kind of flipped it out there in the flat.
Be about 3rd and 4 now from the 46. They need to get to midfield. 3 receivers here to our side of the field, looking left all the way. Little curl, complete.
Yeah, just beyond the markers.
To the Conquistador 49. That'll be another first down for the Titans.
It was Bahama just managed to get the first down.
33, Spencer Copper made the stop. 6-yard gain on the play, brings up 1st and 10.
1st and 10 from the Conq 48. Sticking to the short passes. This one complete to this side. Alejandro on the catch and run this time, down to about the 40-yard line at Cabrillo.
Stop for the Conquistadors 29.
With the 41, it'll be 2nd down and about 3.
Yeah, somewhere in that neighborhood.
3-ish. And timeout on the field called by the Conquistadors. Stops the clock with 2 minutes, 47 seconds remaining here in the first quarter. Nipomo leads 7-0. You are listening to the KPEG Game of the Week right here on your home for local sports, 100.9 FM and KPEGradio.com.
And KTNK, 1410 AM on the Conquistador Radio Network.
Isn't that cool? That is too
and
cool.
Streaming worldwide.
We should note that the Cabrillo JV came up with a victory just before this game this afternoon, beating the Nipomo JV 21-14.
Evens their record at 1 apiece.
Yep. They looked pretty good, actually. I got to catch part of the second half of that one. And Coach Pateras is enthused about the underclassmen he has coming up in the JV squad. Well, he seems to think the future is pretty bright for the Conks.
Well, that's where you have to build it from.
Yep.
Unless you're Bishop Amat or Mater Dei.
Back to action. 2nd down. Back to the running game we go. Straight up the middle, inside the 40 to about the 38.
Great job by Carlos Garcia on the stop there. He just grabbed hold of him and said, "You can stop right there."
Number 6, Ricky Iniguez.
Iniguez on the carry will be just short of a first down. 3rd down and a short 1.
3-yard pickup on a play, brings up 3rd down, 3rd and 1.
Straight up the middle on the quarterback keeper, powering his way through defenders all the way down to the Cabrillo 25.
Pushing the ball to the 25-yard line.
Did we mention he's big?
J.J. Lombrana. And number 62 also on the tackle for the Conquistadors, Christian.
He just proved it right there. Big and strong. First down at the 25.
14 yards on the game for the Titans.
Little slant pattern right across the middle, complete and down to the 10-yard line.
And they are going quickly here.
Yep.
Number 9, Jericho Becerra.
Got the Conquistador defense on their heels at the moment. That'll move the chains again. The ball is just outside the 10. Or is it? Nope.
We're just under 2 minutes here. Clock rolling.
First and goal. The ball just inside the 10.
Now a minute 45.
High snap, rolling around all the way back to the 25. Fielded finally and tackled there for a big loss.
Yeah, you say fielded. He managed to snatch it off the ground at the 30, just ahead of a herd of Conquistadors.
He was like a center fielder tracking down a line drive. So a big break for the Conks, moves the ball all the way back to the 29-yard line. And it's 2nd down and goal from there. And whistles will stop action. See what this one's about.
And so it's going to be 2nd and goal.
special Vanderbilt Village Lions stuff, so we do have the wild
Okay, no penalty, no harm, no foul. And now we'll get back to football. Second down and goal from the 29. Yes, the 29. It's a long way to go. As we approach 1 minute left here in the first quarter. Going deep down the far sideline. Got a man in and out of the hands. Incomplete in the end zone.
He was looking for number one, Cruel Bahama.
Incomplete.
That'll take us to third down and goal.
Depending on the play, number 44, Ty Hernandez.
Stops the clock with 57 seconds remaining in the quarter.
The completion brings up third down, third and goal, on the 29-yard line. All right, we're moving it now.
Another high snap. Rolling it back around the 45. Quarterback will pick it up, scrambling for his life.
Picked it up around the 47, and he's going to chuck it downfield into a crowd. Oh,
and complete, and hammered immediately at the 10.
Sheesh.
Grossart picked up the loose ball, scrambled to his left, got nailed as he threw it up for grabs into a crowd. Pass was complete, but a big hit right there after the catch will bring out the Nipomo field goal unit as it's 4th and goal from the 11. And an official timeout stops the clock with 20.7.
I think the officials are trying to catch their breath.
Yep.
The play resumes and a field goal attempt by number 16, Ronaldo Flores, out of the hold of number 14, Chad Schusterich.
Okay, now we'll get ready to try this. We'll see what the Nipomo kicking game looks like. You said it's been pretty good so far.
Yeah,
that one looks good as well.
Not the most beautiful thing I've ever seen, but that was certainly functional.
Well, it did what it was supposed to do. It got through the uprights. So about 12.7 seconds remaining. Nipomo's got 3 more on the board. And it's now 10-0.
Move the score with 12.7 seconds going to the first quarter.
Titans lead.
Nipomo 10, Cabrillo 0.
So something we've seen too often already tonight is a Nipomo kickoff coming up. Take a moment to...
The Lompoc Braves on the road tonight down at St. Paul. The number 9 team in Division 5 is ranked by the CIF.
They've got themselves quite a running back, I understand.
Mm-hmm.
Deep for the Conquistadores, number 20, Mason Town.
Back here at Houck, this kickoff is in the air and underway. This is they're going a little deeper every time. This one to the 5.
Towns has a lane to the left. If you can get there, just
ends up in the middle of the hash and
just dragged down by Keyshawn Pua, who, by the way, is a sophomore.
Cabrillo will take over first down and 10 from their own 28-yard line with exactly 7 seconds remaining in the quarter.
23-yard kickoff return for Mason Town. The Conquistadors ball on the 28-yard line, 1st and 10.
Cabrillo trying to get into Nipomo territory here for the first time tonight. 1 man in motion. 3 receiver set. Low snap. Anderson will pick it up and get manage to get back to the line of scrimmage and maybe a little bit more.
Yeah.
Number 7, Tony Garza made the stop for the
gain of about 1 on the scramble play there will bring us up to 2nd and 9 and will also bring us to the end of the first quarter here at Houck Stadium tonight. 12 minutes in the books. Our score is Nipomo 10, Cabrillo nothing. You are listening to the KPEG Game of the Week right here on your home for local sports, the simulcast, KPEG 100.9 FM, KTNK 1410 AM.
On the Conquistador Radio Network.
That's Mike. I'm Greg. Judith E. is back at the studio doing the thing for us tonight. Thank you, Judy.
And speaking of Judy, she just checked in. And Ventura leads Santa Barbara 7-6.
Santa Barbara, of course, one of the members of the Channel League, which we will be following this year.
And San Marcos is up 7-0 on Santa Maria. Both those games in the first quarter.
And we are just starting the second. We'll turn around and go the other way. Cabrillo going from left to right now on your radio dial.
Nice throw.
Throw out here to the right side, complete. Jordan Green on the catch. He gets tackled right away, but gets across the 40 to the 41.
And that's a first down.
Cabrillo will quickly get back up to the line. They'll send 4 receivers out.
And if they could put some points on the board on this possession, it would be really, really helpful.
Run up the middle. Looks like Misa on the carry.
Yeah.
Gets out to the 44. Nice pickup of about 3. Cabrillo moving quickly here.
A little bit of a high snap, and Anderson will take it right up the middle.
Looks like a design keeper that time. He'll pick up about a yard.
Yeah, he had to wait just a beat too long, though, and gave the...
Third down. Third and about 6 for the Conks, so slow things down a little bit as they get a play in from the sideline. Ball right at the 45-yard line. 3 receivers to the left, 1 here to the short side. Anderson from the shotgun. Misa just off his left hip. Throwing deep down the near sideline. Got a man, complete. And down to the 10-yard line goes Jordan Green.
Well, that was laid in there perfectly.
And the Cabrillo faithful have something to cheer about. Big pass play all the way down to the 10. Put it up the 11, it looks like. First down, Conquistadores. And that's exactly what they needed.
I think Coach Pacheras wouldn't have been too upset if they'd gone another 11 yards.
All right, well, let's take care of that right now.
Yep.
Anderson from the shotgun. Hand off to Misa, and he's going to get stacked up in the backfield. Loses his helmet.
The play's over right there. Yeah.
I'm surprised they didn't blow the whistle prior to that, but as soon as the helmet comes off.
He was still wiggling around, and they'll give him forward progress, which is a loss of about 2 or 3.
And the bad news is Misa will have to come out for a play as well. So 2nd and 12 over the loss. Well, now they're moving it back to the 19.
Yeah, I'm going to say that's where they blew the play dead. So,
okay.
So loss of 7 on that. Maybe 8.
We'll call it 2nd down and 18 from the 19. 2 receivers up top. One's here to the short
Jackson
side.
Anderson may be changing the play here. Oh.
And Cabrillo will draw it off a false start. Offensive lineman got a little too overzealous. So back him up another 5 yards, 2nd down and 23 now.
Dare we say it, Greg? We are experiencing retrograde motion.
Anderson hit hard as he lets the ball fly into the end zone, falls incomplete. Anderson took some pads in the chest when he let that one go. Definitely affected his release, shall we say. 3rd down and 23 from the 24. Incomplete pass stops the clock with 9:56 left here until halftime. Nipomo leading 10-0. Cabrillo spreads it out with 4 receivers once again. Anderson and Misa in the backfield.
And we'll see if Cabrillo's in 4-down territory if Green can't come down with this pass.
Little hand fighting there going into the end zone. No penalty, however. Now we do have a flag. It's in the backfield, however, so it won't be pass interference. Could be roughing. Well, the penalty flag is right there at the 30-yard line, about where the pass was thrown from.
And it looks like they're marking it off against the Titans. So.
And if this is roughing, that would be an automatic first down, I think, too. Roughing the pass, a personal foul, yep. First down. So a big break for the Conch there. Unfortunately, Jackson Henderson had to pay the price for it, but it's now first down, 1st and 10 from the 12. Two receivers up top. One here to the short side. Anderson takes the snap, gives it to Misa. Wiggles his way through. Touchdown, Conquistadors! Tito Misa takes the hardest hit of the night. That's his fellow Conquistadors. Give him a congratulatory bump there in the end zone. But they're playing my favorite song now, Mikey.
Yes, indeed.
10-6 is our score with the point after coming up.
We heard this song an awful lot last week, Greg. Yeah,
on both sides of the field.
Yeah, both Lompoc and Simi Valley using that same song. And strangely enough, both had the same
alma mater. Yeah. High snap on the point after had to be turned into a 2-point attempt, and they came up way short. So snapping continues to be an issue for the Conch there this season. That one's going to cost them one. So with 9:47 remaining here till half, our score is Nipomo 10, Cabrillo 6. You are listening to the Game of the Week right here on KPEG 100.9 FM and our friends over at KTNK 1410 AM.
On the Conquistador Radio Network.
That's Mike. I'm Greg. Judy's back at the KPEG control, and you are wherever you are, and we thank you that you're with us. This is game 2 of our schedule of 11 games that we have set up for you this year. Next week, we will be back on the road in what should be a really interesting game.
Yep.
As Lompoc goes down to Santa Barbara City College to take on Bishop Diego.
At Mapaya Stadium.
At my favorite venue.
Yep.
So that'll be a fun one. That's the same Bishop Diego team that Cabrillo faced last week. Defending state champions.
In Division 3 AA.
They don't have quite the personnel that they had in their state championship run last year, having lost some key players to graduation, as most teams do. Cabrillo will kick off. It's a short kick. It's fielded at the 20.
One of the up men.
Goes through the initial line of tacklers and stumbles his way out to about the 40-yard line. That was Jason Davis on the return, I think.
Yes, number 12. And Jordan Green on the stop for Cabrillo.
They'll put the ball at the 39, 1st and 10 for the Titans from there with 9:41 left here in the second quarter.
Titans beginning their third possession of the game, and they have scored on the previous two.
Touchdown in the opening drive. Big gap up the middle.
Ooh.
Powerful running inside the 40-yard line of the Conquistadors.
From the 39 to the 39, and that was number 33, I
Who
believe.
is that? Carmelo Hernandez. And that's why he looks big. He's 225 pounds in a 5'11 frame. All the way down to the Conch 39. First down, Titans from there.
Ooh.
Little mix-up in the backfield.
They tried that same play again, and he broke a bunch of tackles.
And there goes Hernandez again.
They had him dead to rights, 2 yards behind the line of scrimmage.
And he took one step to the left, broke a tackle, sprinted through a hole, and got all the way down inside the 5 to the Cabrillo 2 before he's tracked down from behind.
9:15 remaining in the second.
They'll put it at the 4, first and goal from there. 2 runs by Hernandez for what, about 55 yards?
Yep. And if they give it to anybody else here, I'm going to be surprised.
Guess who? Hernandez off a left tackle. Touchdown, Titans.
That was Ricky Anigas.
Oops, okay.
They went outside that time. They faked it to the big guy up the middle, and he drew a crowd.
Yeah, I can imagine that.
So they hit him where they ain't.
Well, 3 plays. 61 yards, approximately.
Yes, indeed.
Point after is up. Looks good to me. The officials agree. So that didn't take much time at all.
Well, would you believe 42 seconds, Greg?
3 plays, 61 yards, 42 seconds, 7 points.
Yes.
That sums it up pretty evenly. 8:59 left now in the second quarter. Our score has moved to Nipomo 17, Cabrillo 6. You are listening to the KPEG Game of the Week right here on your home for local sports, KPEG 100.9 FM.
And KGNK 1410 AM on the Conquistadores Radio Network.
Next up for the Conks
And
is a home game against Rio Mesa next Friday.
And we should mention, Greg, that the Cabrillo schedule has been changed.
They had a Saturday game scheduled late in the year
Yeah.
against Santa Barbara. It's now been changed to a Thursday game, if I understand.
Yeah, Thursday, October the 18th at 7, and the JV game is now on Friday.
Kickoff field at the 5, out to the 25 goes Mason Towns. Picked up a nice block out there in the middle of the field. So 1st and 10 Conquistadores from their own 25. They have not been blessed with terrific starting position here so far this evening.
No. 8:53 remaining in the second quarter. And as Greg said, ball at the 25. So they've got 8.5 to go, 75.
And the lights are on here at Out Stadium.
Handoff up to Misa, who gets just tripped up, crossing the 30.
Found a bit of a gap and gets a nice little gain of about 6, maybe 7. Yeah, give it 6. Second or 4.
Yep. Just did get tripped up.
Well, off the 31.
Defense in a 4-3-4.
3 receiver set for the Conks from the eye.
Man in motion, right to left. And a pitch out
Pitch
to the right.
Misa.
To the
Tries
left.
to follow that man in motion for a block and doesn't get much, if anything.
He got a lot of helmets in the chest.
Yeah, he got that. That's for sure.
Loss of about a yard.
Yeah, looks like they're giving forward progress back to the line of scrimmage. So we'll call it 3rd down and 4. Clock running inside 8 minutes now until halftime. 4 receivers this time for the Conquistadores. Anderson back to pass. Throws this one incomplete.
Looking for Green, and Mr. Wyatt Omohundro almost came up with a pick. Was mowing away and not real close to Green. But
So 4th down now for the Conquistadors, and a punting situation from their own 31. Omohundro will be back to receive for the Titans, back around his 35. Good snap. Kick is away, a decent punt.
ooh, fumble!
It's away. Ball is loose. Looks like the Titans will fall on it, however. What an opportunity that was that got away. That would have been a big break for Cabrillo. They couldn't come up with a loose ball, and Nipomo will get it at their own 38. Clock stop with 7:31 remaining in the second quarter. Nipomo back on offense. Titans leading 17-6 here about midway through the second. Ball now ready for play.
Pitch out to the left side.
Looking for some blocks. Didn't get much, but finds his way out to the 40-yard line.
It was number 8. Anthony Perez. Number 6. Numbers got us again.
2-yard carry to the 40. Second and 8 for the Titans. 2 receivers stacked up here to the short side of the field. 1 deep back. Fake pitch. Power run up the middle. There's that 33 guy again.
Yep, and he's running over people. Finally stopped by Green at the Cabrillo 44.
I can tell you right now that we're going to have a tough time stopping Carmelo Hernandez. When he gets ahead of steam, he is a load to handle.
And they're going to mark first down at the Cabrillo 44.
Clock running 6.5 left here till the halftime festivities. Under center. Pitch out to the right this time.
Kapua. Pick up a few.
Pua's not a little guy either. He's listed at 5'11", 215. At least probably that 15 pounds is probably hair.
Yep. Picked up a little over 2.
We'll call it second and 8 from the Cabrillo 42.
Quarterback keeper.
Fighting his way through tacklers all the way down to the 35-yard line. Goes Braden Grossart. And that'll be another first down for Nipomo.
With triple nickels on the board. 5:55.
The ball at the 25-yard line. First and 10 for Nipomo from there.
Time for... Oh, and they give it back to Perez.
Nope. That's Pua. And he's in. Keyshawn Pua weaves his way through some tacklers into the secondary and goes in by himself. Touchdown, Nipomo.
Apparently, if you've got a 3 on your jersey anywhere from Nipomo, you're pretty good.
Well, that takes us to 23-6 with the point after coming up. Kick is up and good. Ronaldo Flores doing his thing, doing it well. So with 5:43 remaining till half, our score is now Nipomo 24, Cabrillo 6. You're listening to the Game of the Week right here on your home for local sports, 100.9 FM KPEG.
And KTNK, 1410 AM on the Conquistador Radio Network.
Yeah, things are a little quiet here on the Cabrillo side of the field. I got to tell you, that Carmelo Hernandez is quite a ball carrier.
Yes, he is. San Ynez is bouncing back apparently from their loss to this Nipomo team last week. They're up 14-0 on Carp.
And I must tell you that look over towards the east, and there's a beautiful full moon up in the sky. If you want to look out your window to the east, you'll see a real nice sight.
Nice football weather, Greg.
Line drive kick, muffed there at the 10, picked back up, however. Scrambling now, and finally gets across the 15 to about the 17-yard line. And
then he got smacked. That was number
Michael Flory.
Backup quarterback.
They'll spot it at the 17-yard line, so the Conquistadors continue to have some relatively poor starting position. Well, they're going to put it at the 19 now. Okay, guys.
5.5 left here in the first half.
3 receivers up top. One here to the near side. Quick throw out to the left flat. Falls incomplete.
Missed everybody.
3 receivers over there. That one wasn't really near any of them.
Wow.
Incompletion brings up 2nd down and 10. Stops the clock with 5:33 left here in the second quarter. I can see our buddy Dave Alley down there on the sideline.
Yeah.
From KCOI.
Handoff
up the middle.
Working the Friday football focus.
Yep.
And we got a late surge from Tito. Didn't give up, and he actually ended up picking up about 4 yards on that after he was stoned at the line.
Yeah, make it 3. 3rd and 7. Anderson again from the shotgun.
Snap a little bit low and throw a little bit behind.
Little slant timing thing going on there on the right side, and the timing was not there.
Yeah, and Mason had a clear alley to keep running for a while. Been able to get in touch with the ball.
So, incomplete pass brings up 4th down, 4th and 7 for the Conquistadors, and a punting situation.
Moto.
Just getting word Lompoc is up 7-0 on St. Paul.
You're a Baron to Coleman on that Braves. Ooh.
Punt out to the 50. Caught, bobbled, picked up by another Nipomo Titan, and then tackled immediately.
Yeah, and the Titans want a flag, and now we do have a flag. It might be unsportsmanlike conduct, but
that was a whole lot of action for a whole lot of nothing. Let's see what this call is about. And we have our first zebra of the night right there in midfield. With all 5 of them out there to talk it all together.
Yeah, we're at 4:48, whatever they come up with here in the sprint till the half. So,
result of the play ended up at the 50-yard line. Where it's going to end up now is another question. As I mentioned, looks like the Lompoc Braves with the 7-0 lead at St. Paul this evening. That's an important game for them.
And they're going to say fair catch interference, which is a 5-yard penalty.
Okay, well, let's see. The ball was at the 50. They moved it to the 47.
Well, so it goes from the spot of the foul, which would have been the 48 of the Titans. So it's now at the 47 of Cabrillo.
Okay, so after all of that, 1st and 10 Titans from the Cabrillo 47 with 4:48 to go till half.
Cabrillo looking to blitz, and they do. Pass out to the left.
Complete.
That's
Cole Bahama on the catch and run, gets down to about the 35. It's going to be a 1st down Titans. Three receivers up top for the Titans. One here to the near side. Grossart from the shotgun, handoff up the middle. Iniguez on the carry, gets about 3.
Patrick Durham on the stop again. He's going to be a tired fellow at the end of this evening if this keeps up.
Yep.
Gain of about 3 or 4.
2nd and 7, we'll call it. Quick pass out to the far side, incomplete. In and out of the hands. Hit him in a bad spot, Mike.
Dribbling is not allowed in this sport.
Third down and 7. Clock stopped with 4:12 remaining in the first half. Ball at the Cabrillo 32. Nipomo with a 24-6 lead. And the ball.
Trying to keep that lead from increasing at this point.
4 receiver set. Shotgun.
Ooh.
Timing off on that pass.
Yeah, double pump and then tried to hit number 14, Schuster again. And it was in the vicinity.
Fourth down. And the offense is leaving.
And they're going to try a real long field goal here, or they're going to try a fake.
Well, this would be a 48-yard field goal.
Yeah. And we got a guy trying to run off the field, and they broke the huddle with too many guys. And yeah,
illegal substitution. Too many guys in the huddle. They don't let you play with 12.
And he tried to be smart about it. He ran down the Cabrillo sideline and then ran around behind the official, but he got snagged anyway.
Well, move the ball back to the 36, and that'll change the strategy. And now the punt team will come out for Nipomo. 2 men deep for the Conks, back at around the 5-yard line.
See if they actually punt here.
And they will kick it away.
Ooh, got some pressure.
Trying to get to those. This will
And
go out of bounds with a short kick.
Shanked it left, and it's going to stop right at about the 20. He had some pressure coming right up the middle.
Yeah, that affected that kick for sure. Shanked that one way left. But Cabrillo will take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line with 4:04 left here in the second quarter. Titans leading 24-6.
And Cabrillo defense has finally stopped the Titans. Time for the offense to get in gear here.
It was the first time tonight, wasn't
it? Yeah.
And now we're going to move the ball out to the 30.
Do we have a penalty or?
Okay, they're just going to adjust the spot, apparently. That's a 10-yard plus for Conks. That's good news.
They'll take it.
Yeah. But a pretty large discrepancy on where they thought it was.
Yeah, well, I thought the initial mark was a little off.
Okay, 1st and 10 from the 30. Jackson Anderson on the keeper, not going to get much.
And he got hit by number 4, Nicholas Dostal, who popped him pretty good.
They'll put it right at the line of scrimmage. No gain for Anderson, 2nd and 10.
He got the pain. He did not get the gain.
4 receiver set. Anderson from the shotgun. Misa to his left.
A little bit of a
slant pass. Incomplete.
And the
Jordan Green, the intended receiver.
Yeah, and he was open and had some room. But once again, the snap was a bit low. And Anderson had to go down and pick it up. And by the time he got back vertical, the opportunity was not there.
So 3rd and 10. 2 receivers to either side for the Conks. Now scrambling is Anderson. Picks up a block out to the 35. And it'll finally get corralled at about the 36. Will be short of a first down by about 4. It'll be a 4th down, Conquistadors. Clock running, approaching 3 minutes left here till halftime. And Cabrillo will have to punt this one away. Omohundro back to receive for the Titans at about the 35.
Nice punt.
Angling towards the far sideline. It'll take a little bounce and go out of bounds at around the 38. So that is where the Titans will take over. 1st and 10 from their own 38-yard line. 2:55 remaining until half. Titans enjoying a 24-6 lead here at Hawk Stadium.
And the San Marcos Royals enjoying a 14-0 lead over the Santa Maria Saints.
Lots of football going on around the Central Coast tonight.
Seems kind of weird that the Royals are the league team with Lompoc and Cabrillo. Instead of Santa Maria.
It's going to take a little getting used to.
There's been massive reshuffling and all kinds of other chaos going on.
Chaos here?
Yeah. Moving the season of sport up a week for pretty much everybody is throwing a bunch of wrenches into gears. And
a little pass out here to the near side to number 9. Jericho Becerra gets the catch and gets out to about the 41. Gain of a couple. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Yep.
3 receivers up top. 1 here to the near side. They'll go back to the ground game.
Ooh.
Good penetration that time by the Cabrillo defense.
Yep.
Stop that one for a 1-yard loss.
Didn't see who. I think that was Ricky.
That was Iniguez again. Yep. Third down and 9 now. 4 receivers once again. 3 to the right, 1 to the near side. From the shotgun. Looking to pass all the way. Throws this one across the middle. Complete. Hit. Breaks the tackle. Picks up a block on the corner. And guess what? Omohundro is in the end zone for the touchdown. He picked up a terrific block by Cole Bahima.
Yeah. And he
sprung him loose.
He did a great job of catching the ball because he got hit just as he caught it. And the defender didn't wrap him up. And he sprung loose. And then there was a massive collision to spring him down the sideline.
So make it 30-6 with the point after coming. Kick is away, and as you might expect, it is good. So 1:57 remaining till half. Nipomo has extended its lead. It's the Titans 31, the Conquistadors 6. You are listening to the KPEG Game of the Week. Right here on your home for local sports, 100.9 FM KPEG.
And KTNK. 1410 AM on the Conquistador Radio Network.
Well, Cabrillo needs to stop the bleeding. A good way to do that would be to put some points on the board here before half.
Indeed.
They've got just under 2 minutes to do it. Their one score was set up by a nice long pass. That was Anderson to Green. And now we got this kick underway. It is going to be a short one, fielded at the 12. Got some blockers out in front. Mason Towns fields his way across the 25 to about the 27.
Doing the dip, dive, shuffle, and jive.
First down, Conquistadors from their own 27-yard line. 1:49 remaining in the second quarter.
That was Justin Matatia Reyes on the stop. That one hurt. Had to get that in at some point.
Nicely done there, Mikey.
Cabrillo
we're
from
just
their
going
own
to call him
27.
number 22, actually.
Yeah. 149. Another
Two receivers
snap.
wide to the either side. This pass is wide left and almost intercepted, incomplete. Incompletion will make it 2nd down and 10 with the clock stopped at 1:46.
And there was a diving attempt that time, one of the defenders, and he managed to get just a little bit of a hand on the ball, but couldn't come up with it. But he sure had the Titan sideline excited.
4 receivers again, and we'll go to the running game. Miza bounces off a tackler and gets maybe a yard. Timeout on the field. Called by Nipomo.
I'd like to get the ball back here.
We'd like to get a stop in the ball in another minute or so. Ball is now at the 27. It'll be 3rd down and 9.
Yeah, well, this could be a really big, 3rd down here for Cabrillo. If they can convert this, they have a shot at changing this game around a little bit. But
on the other side of that, if they give it up
and the Titans punch it in,
and give up another score, that's going to be an awfully steep hill to climb in the second half.
Indeed.
So we'll come back to action with 1:35 left in the half. Cabrillo looking at a 3rd and 9 from their own 27-yard line.
St. Joseph is up 21-0 on Pioneer Valley.
There's a snap. Anderson rolling and
flushed. Gets away from one. Gets away from the second.
To his left. Now cuts it back in serious trouble. Dumps this one off towards an interior lineman. And, yeah.
They don't throw a flag, but they could have.
Jackson back there scrambling for his life, literally. Dumped that one off for the incomplete pass to bring up 4th down, and they will have to punt this one away with 1:24 left. Jordan Green will do the kicking.
Homodo back around his own 42, 43, and now takes a couple steps forward up to the 45. Oh, high snap.
Green's got it. Couldn't get off the kick, and he'll be tackled at the 20. And that's the kind of worst case scenario that she could get right there. No kick. And not only does Nipomo get the ball back, but they've got terrific field position and 1:18 to go.
Their 7th possession of the game.
And they still got a timeout or two, if I recall.
Ball at the Cabrillo 20.
So all that adds up to a bad combination of events.
Yes.
1st and 10, Titans from the Cabrillo 20-yard line. 3 receivers up top.
1 on this side.
Quick screen pass out to the right. Got a couple of blockers in the way.
Oh.
There he goes. Touchdown, Nipomo.
Untouched.
Nathan Reese on the catch, picked up the blocks from the other 2 receivers on the corner and sprinted to the end zone all alone. That'll make it 37-6 with the point after coming up.
Flores back out there.
One of the busiest guys on the field tonight. Ronaldo Flores good with another one. So with 1:11 remaining here in the first half, our score is now Nipomo 38, Cabrillo 6. You're listening to the KPEG Game of the Week right here on your home for local sports, 100.9 KPEG.
And on 1410 AM on the Conquistador Radio Network.
That's Mike. I'm Greg. Judy's back at the studio, and we thank you for being with us tonight. in our first broadcast from Hunk Stadium this season. Certainly not the last. We will be here many times before it's over. Once again, our next broadcast will be next Friday night as Lompoc goes down to visit Bishop Diego at Santa Barbara City College. Join us at 6:45 for pregame. Kickoff at 7 o'clock. Speaking of kickoffs, here's one.
Ooh, nice one, too. A little skidder from about the 4, and
Mason Towns had a foot on the end zone, and that's probably a good idea. That play blown dead before he could step out. So Cabrillo will take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. Exactly a minute and 10 seconds remaining here until halftime. They'll huddle up here along the sideline and get ready for their offensive possession. And one wonders how risky they want to be right here.
Don't really have a whole lot to lose at this point.
4 receivers set, 2 on either side. Jackson Anderson takes the shotgun snap, gives it to Miza up the middle.
And then he'll pick up 1, maybe 2, depending on which spotter you're going to learn. They're going to say nothing.
They're going to give him 0, actually, at the line of scrimmage.
I guess he picked up a yard on the bounce.
And Nipomo has stopped the clock with one of their 2 remaining timeouts. They want to do it again.
Well, it worked the first time.
They're going to give Miza a yard. 2nd and 9. Clock stop at 1:02. Just getting word Lompoc leading St. Paul 13-0 now in the second. Here we have a 38-6 score. Nipomo on top. Cabrillo's got the ball 2nd down and 9 from their 21.
And Jackson Anderson hasn't been quite the same since he took that big hit earlier.
He'll send 2 receivers wide to either side. Takes the snap, looking to pass all the way. Throws this one across.
Ooh.
Slant is incomplete.
And Anthony Perez, number 8, I'm actually right on this one this time, got a hand on that ball crossing in front.
Tyler Williams, the intended receiver. And it'll be a 3rd down and 9. Clock stop with 58.5 seconds remaining. Same 4 receiver set for the Conks. Anderson will take the snap. Drops back 3 steps. Now tucks it away. Gets away from 1 in the backfield. And he'll get wrestled down. Pua will be one of the first ones there. And it'll be 4th down for the Conquistadors after a scramble gain of about 2 by Jackson Anderson. It'll be 4th down and about 7. And Nipomo has stopped the clock using their final timeout of the half with 49.1 seconds remaining. So they are going to get the ball back one more time before half.
And potentially in very good field position.
So hopefully this time the Conquistadors will get a chance to actually punt the ball away. That will help. Giving up another one here late in the half would be a real backbreaker.
And Ventura is making a comeback against Santa Barbara Dons. They're tied up at 14 with just under a minute left and a half.
So Cabrillo will line up to punt. Jordan Green back to kick. Deep back for Nipomo, standing right at midfield. A low snap, bounces back to Green. He manages to get away. A nice kick under the circumstances.
Gets a little bit of a roll.
Favorable Cabrillo roll down to the 43 of the Titans. So that's, under all things said and done, that's good.
Mm-hmm.
So first down Nipomo from their own 43-yard line. 38.4 seconds remaining. They do not have any more timeouts. So, see what the Titans choose to do here. They'll line up with the 4-receiver set, 3 up top, 1 here to the near side. Grossart from the shotgun, looking to pass on first down, throwing deep down the near side, little push off. Through the hands of the intended receiver, Cole Bahima, at about the 20-yard line. Had a step on the defender. And that was about 6 inches away from 6 points.
Yep.
Incomplete pass brings up 2nd and 10. Stops the clock with 31.7 seconds to have.
We had a chance to see some of the folks from Grace Brethren last week, and they're up 31-0 over Granada Hills.
Pass out to the right side, incomplete. Brings up 3rd and 10. Clock stop at 28.1 seconds. Ball at the 43 of the Titans.
Figured 2 more plays here.
Bit of a high snap. Handled, though. Run up the middle for a nice gain of about 4, 5.
And that was a collision in there.
And Iguez on the carry gets out to the 48.
Stopped by number 53, Carlos Garcia.
That'll bring up 4th and 5, and the Titans will let the clock run out here in the first half. So a dominant performance here from Nipomo here in the first half, as they take to the halftime locker rooms with a score of 38-6. Nipomo over Cabrillo.
See if we
get some quick updates here before we take a break.
Rustle up a couple. As we mentioned, San Ynez leading Carpinteria 14-0. San Marcos leading Santa Maria 14-0. Those games now in the second quarter. Santa Barbara and Ventura tied in the second quarter. And Lompoc apparently up 14-0 on St. Paul.
Okay, so with that update, we will send you to halftime. We'll send you back to the KPEG studios for...
Got one other quick one. Sierra Canyon, one of the teams in Division III, along with the Braves, one of their closest as far as distance, sadly enough, is up 14-7 at Lawndale.
All right, so now we will send it back to the KPEG studios for some pertinent information of what's going on around the Lompoc Valley, and we will see you back here in about 20 minutes for the second half. This is the KPEG Game of the Week right here on your home for local sports, 100.9 KPEG. Our score at halftime, Nipomo 38, Cabrillo 6.
I got smart about mortgages. Now, It's my house I go home to.
I got smart about college. Now my kid's off to a great start.
When it comes to your money, whatever you want to get smart about, you can find it at smartaboutmoney.org.
I got smart about health insurance. Now both my finances and I are healthy.
Smartaboutmoney.org is a free online resource from the National Endowment for Financial Education. We're an independent nonprofit foundation dedicated to helping people just like you get sound information about money.
I got smart about protecting my job. Now, I'm doing better than ever.
For everything from how to build an emergency fund to how to deal with job uncertainty, smartaboutmoney.org has the answers you're looking for.
I got smart about credit cards. Now paper or plastic has a whole new meaning.
Smartaboutmoney.org, the easy place to start when you want to get smart.
Hey, football fans, do you have friends or family that live out of town but still like to follow Lompoc Valley football? Let them know that KPEG's game coverage is also streaming live on the web. Just send them to kpegradio.com and they can catch all of the action no matter where they are. That's kpegradio.com, brought to you by your home for local sports, 100.9 KPEG. By now, you've probably figured out that KPEG is not your ordinary average radio station. In fact, we're anything but ordinary. First, you'll never ever hear a commercial on KPEG. We're all about the music. And how about that music? We play more music with more variety than any other station in the area. And not just the standard tunes you hear everywhere else. Sure, we play rock and oldies and your favorite classic rock songs, but we'll also introduce you to some deep tracks that you might not have heard. Some new rock, and even some bands that are a bit off the mainstream. That's what makes KPEG so unique. Well, that and our exclusive live sports coverage. But the point is that KPEG is different by design. Enjoy it. We're 100.9 KPEG.
Dad! Come on! Over here! Look at this, Dad! Over... Whoa.
The moment my son saw a redwood tree.
It's huge!
Is the moment I knew that for him,
you can't even see the top of that thing!
even the sky has no limit.
There are some moments only the forest can inspire. Find yours at discovertheforest.org. Learn about forests near you and discover cool things to do when you go, like hiking, biking, fishing, or camping. Or do your own thing when you get there with family and friends. Your moment is out there. Find it at discovertheforest.org. That's discovertheforest.org.
Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
We hope you are enjoying tonight's game featuring the Nipomo Titans and the Cabrillo Conquistadores. Next week, the KPEG broadcast crew will venture down to La Playa Stadium as the Lompoc Braves travel to Santa Barbara to take on the Bishop Diego Cardinals. Join us at 6:45 for pregame, including an exclusive interview with Braves head coach Andrew Jones. Then get set for the kickoff at 7 o'clock. It's the Lompoc Braves versus the Bishop Diego Cardinals, live from La Playa Stadium next Friday night. And it's right here on your home for local sports, 100.9 KPEG.
The City Council meetings are your window into how Lompoc works. You can even speak to the council and let them know how you feel. But if you can't be there in person, you can always follow along on TAP TV, KPEG Radio, and the web at cityoflompoc.com. That's right. We'll be there on the first and third Tuesday of every month, bringing you all the comments, discussions, and votes. So tune in for a live trimulcast of your City Council meetings, only on TAP TV, KPEG Radio, and cityoflompoc.com.
You're listening to the Game of the Week on KPEG. It's halftime, so grab a snack, refresh your beverage, then settle back into your favorite chair. The second half kickoff is coming up soon, right here on 100.9 FM KPEG.
Don't have a car? Too far to walk? Bike in the shop? Welcome aboard Colt, the City of Lompoc Transit. Sit back and let us do the driving. Colt serves the communities of Lompoc, Mission Hills, and Vandenberg Village. We offer comfort, low fares, convenience, free transfers, and great service. For more information and free trip planning assistance, give us a call at 736-7666 or visit us on the web at cityoflompoc.com/transit.
So, you want to know what's new on KPEG? Well, we've created the perfect solution, and we call it KPEG New Tracks. Every week, we'll showcase some of the new songs we've recently added to the mix, plus preview some tracks that haven't even made it into rotation yet. From indie to heavy metal, you'll hear some great new additions to the library, complete with artist and song title information. And who knows, one of them may turn out to be your next favorite song. Can you afford not to listen? It's KPEG New Tracks. Catch it every Friday night at 6 p.m., right here on your home for the greatest collection of rock and roll on the planet, 100.9 KPEG.
Hello, I'm Jasmine McGinty, Development Program Specialist with the City of Lompoc. Let's tune in to what's happening in Lompoc. Our fall swimming lesson registration is now open. View the schedule online at cityoflompoc.com and also expect our activity guide to hit mailboxes any day now. Next month, the Recreation Division is planning on hosting their first ever family dance party with the theme Totally 80s. The event will be held on Friday, September 28th and is open to all ages. Cost is just $10 per adult and $5 per child. Professional photos will be available for purchase through Maria Vega Photography. District elections are around the corner in Lompoc. To help inform our community about this new district election process, we've created a district elections webpage linked from the cityoflompoc.com. Visit our City of Lompoc website at cityoflompoc.com for more information on all these great events and more. And be sure to follow the City of Lompoc on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook for all of the latest news in the city. Thank you for joining me for the City of Lompoc News Update. We'll talk to you next time when we tune in Lompoc.
Rich is just a really good guy. The term good egg isn't enough to describe him. He's also certified organic and free range. Rich puts the cap back on everything. The toothpaste, the olive oil, the shampoo, everything. He lets his 10-year-old nephew beat him at virtual tennis, even though he can straight up slay his 10-year-old nephew in virtual tennis. When the toilet paper is running low, Rich replaces the roll on the actual holder, not just on the back of the toilet. Rich is texting and driving. Rich, no. What are you doing, Rich? I was just telling everyone how great you are. Texting and driving makes good people look bad. Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org, a public service announcement brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
You're listening to the Game of the Week on KPEG. It's halftime, so grab a snack, refresh your beverage, then settle back into your favorite chair. The second half kickoff is coming up soon, right here on 100.9 FM KPEG.
I shop and cook for my mom every week. I help my dad pay his bills.
I take my wife to the doctor.
Am I a caregiver?
Are you caring for a senior parent, spouse, or friend? Do you spend time helping with meals, shopping, or personal care? Are you stressed? Do you have less time for yourself? You are not alone. Nearly 1 in 6 people in Lompoc are caregivers. Visit caringtogetherlompoc.org or call 925-9554.
We hope you are enjoying tonight's game featuring the Nipomo Titans and the Cabrillo Conquistadores. Next week, the KPEG broadcast crew will venture down to La Playa Stadium as the Lompoc Braves travel to Santa Barbara to take on the Bishop Diego Cardinals. Join us at 6:45 for pregame, including an exclusive interview with Braves head coach Andrew Jones.
then get set for the kickoff at 7 o'clock. It's the Lompoc Braves versus the Bishop Diego Cardinals, live from La Playa Stadium next Friday night. And it's right here on your home for local sports, 100.9 KPEG.
Dave, what are you doing?
Just sending a gift to Dave 2037.
Who?
Me in the future. I save a little money from every paycheck as a gift to Dave 2037, so he can spend it on things like anti-gravity boots or a hologram Doberman, something cool like that. I think Dave 2037 deserves it. He worked hard. What are you getting Steve 2037?
I guess I was thinking Steve 2037 would just fend for himself.
Well, all right, but don't expect to be borrowing my anti-gravity boots.
You want to have money in your future? You got to start saving now. Putting some money from every paycheck into a savings account or contributing to your 401k can make a big difference later. Put away a few bucks, feel like $1 million. For free ideas and easy ways to save, go to feedthepig.org. That's feedthepig.org.
Hey, let's just hope Steve 2037 doesn't get his hands on a cool time machine, because he is going to come back here and knock some sense into you.
This message brought to you by the American Institute of Certified Public Accountants and the Ad Council.
Hi, I'm Casey Farah, your host for KPEG's Local Music Hour. Playing music from Lompoc and the surrounding cities. Every Saturday at 7 p.m. Right here on KPEG 100.9 FM.
Hey Lompoc, now that your newest, bestest, most favoritist radio station is up and running, why not put us to work? If your organization has a nonprofit event or fundraiser coming up, let KPEG help spread the word. Just submit your public service announcement at least 2 weeks in advance and we'll handle the rest. Call us at 875-2750 for details. That's 875-2750. After all, KPEG is your community radio station. Serving you is what we do. You're listening to the Game of the Week on KPEG. It's halftime, so grab a snack, refresh your beverage, then settle back into your favorite chair. The second half kickoff is coming up soon, right here on 100.9 FM KPEG.
So you see, son, good manners are very, very important. Someday, many years from now, when you're a grown-up, you'll be a man. And when you are, you should be a gentleman. Do you want me to go through it one more time?
Yes.
Yes, please.
Yes, please.
Exactly. Always say please, thank you, you're welcome, and excuse me. Sit up straight, hold doors open for ladies. If a door's shut, then knock first. Don't burp, don't swear, don't speak with your mouth full, don't reach across people's plates, keep your elbows off the table.
What table?
And don't interrupt. While we're at it, don't stare, don't use foul language, don't call people names, but do remember people's names. Always share your toys, play nice, and cover your mouth when you cough or sneeze. On the bus, give up your seat to anyone who has trouble standing. Bottom line, treat others the way you'd like to be treated. Got it?
Got it.
And stop picking your nose.
Most parenting is hard to do in just 2 minutes. But spending just 2 minutes twice a day making sure they brush their teeth is easier and could help save them from a lifetime of tooth pain. For fun 2-minute videos to watch while brushing, visit 2min2x.org. That's 2min2x.org. A message from the Partnership for Healthy Mouths, Healthy Lives, and the Ad Council.
The World Wide Web has many things to offer, and one of those things is Tap TV. Just surf your browser to cityoflompoc.com/taptv. Click on any one of our 3 channels and you will see original, locally produced television. Between shows, we have a bulletin board loaded with announcements and events in Lompoc, with rockin' KPEG radio as the soundtrack. It doesn't stop there. You can make your own TV show. Just stop by the Lompoc Media Center at 125 West Walnut on the 3rd floor of the Anderson Rec Center, and we'll show you how.
Well, welcome back to Houck Stadium, ladies and gentlemen. Greg Ratcliffe along with Mike Loney bringing you the second half of action here. Nipomo leads 38-6 at halftime. Mike, sum up the first half for us.
Cabrillo, no offense.
That's a brief summary.
It is brief, it is accurate. They have been unable to move the ball.
Nipomo, on the other hand, has been pretty proficient at it so far. Any numbers of interest?
Not particularly.
Come on, you're the stat meister. You got to have something.
Well, I would say that it's been a case of not so much numbers, but mental errors. Again, for the Conquistadores tonight, a lot of mistakes. They hurt themselves with a couple of very untimely penalties early. False starts on third down and short come to mind. Inside the red zone. They've had snaps all over the place. They've had missed blocking assignments on punt attempts.
Snapping has been a real noticeable issue.
And when you're trying to run a timing offense, if the snap's not in the right place at the right time, it throws everything off. And so,
well, I saw you checking on some other scores around the league. Let's catch up on those real quick before the second half kickoff.
Well, San Marcos, Santa Barbara, and I haven't heard anything from DP, but San Marcos and Santa Barbara are each in competitive games. San Marcos is leading Santa Maria 14-0 in the second quarter. Santa Barbara is tied with Ventura in the second quarter.
What's the latest status on the Lompoc St. Paul game?
Last I heard, Lompoc was up a couple touchdowns. Braves, on the first play from scrimmage, recovered a snap deep recovered a fumble deep in St. Paul territory. But the swordsman managed to hold him on a 4th and 1 from the 1. And
well, the second half will get underway here at Houck with Cabrillo kicking off. A short kick will go out of bounds at the 33-yard line. That'll draw a flag.
And Lompoc held St. Paul to a 3-and-out, got the ball back in a 10-yard touchdown pass from Hirabaran to oh goodness,
Coleman, was it?
Coleman. Levon. I keep wanting to say Levon. He's with the Levon's with the Houston Texans, and they're doing pretty good.
So the Titans will elect to have Cabrillo re-kick from 5 yards further back, so the kickoff at the 35. Try this again.
In a game that involves a future Lompoc opponent, Helix down in San Diego is thumping Arroyo Grande pretty good. To lay on.
Lompoc will face Arroyo Grande in 2 weeks. When the Braves have their home opener 4 weeks deep into the season. And now the officials are trying to sort something out here at midfield. I'm not quite sure what this is about.
Well, they lined up for a re-kick, but I'm not sure. Basically, the receiving team, when a kickoff goes out of bounds, has the option of a re-kick, or they can take the ball where it went out of bounds.
That would put them at the 33. So I guess they're giving the Cabrillo head coach the option of
the Titan head coach. And so they've moved the ball back 5 yards, and it was like they are going to re-kick.
So let's get everybody up for this.
Much to do about not much. So, okay, we'll try this again from the 35.
The deep guys are at the 20.
Another line drive squibber kick fielded at the 36 off the grass. It's number 12 on the return. Jason Davis gets tackled by the ankles at about the 44.
He tried to bounce that outside, and he got bounced instead.
I think that might have been Michael Macias on the tackle for the Conks. So the Titans will take over first and 10 at their own 45-yard line to start things off here in the third quarter. Typical four-receiver set for the Titans. Throwing on first down. Got a completed pass out on the far side. And tackled at midfield. Omohundro on the catch and run. Will pick up about 5. The ball right at the 50-yard line. Second down and 5.
Stop 3 for a gain of 5. That doesn't work.
No, the symmetry is just not there tonight.
No. 3 wide right.
Looking left all the way. Throwing down the far sideline. Incomplete at the 20.
Yeah, if he'd caught it, he would have been out of bounds.
Mahima, the intended receiver. Ty Hernandez playing defense there, playing center field, actually left field. Third down and 5 from the 50.
Excellent time for a big play by Cabrillo.
On defense. Good time for turnover. Pass complete.
And
he's going to be stopped short of about a yard, I think. Down to the 46. Hernandez able to stop him short of the goal, of the first line to make, but they'll line up quickly and do a quarterback dive. And gets down to the 44, which will be a first down to move the chains for the Titans.
There's 10:49 in the third quarter.
So first down to Nipomo. Looking to pass again. This one is
nice
complete.
Slant.
And inside the 30 to about the 29.
Finally wrestling down.
Bahima again on the catch. Proving to be Grossart's favorite receiver, looks like.
Would you say he's proving to be a behemoth?
Did you have to go there?
Yeah, apparently I did. 10:49 and first down at the 29 for the Titans.
Go back to the ground game. Pick up about 2.
Ganigas pounds the middle.
That's a short 2.
Yeah. And
we'll call it 2nd and 8. From the shotgun, throwing right this time.
A little bit of a
high and wide on that one. Incomplete at the 20.
The snap was a little bit high, and the pass was a little bit high.
Declan Cole's the intended receiver that time. Third down now for the Titans. Clock stop with 9:48 left here in the third. Nipomo leading 38-6. And looking at 3rd and 8. Bit of a high snap again. Another slant pass. Is that incomplete?
Yeah, it was almost caught, almost picked off. And
the one thing it was for sure, incomplete. 4th down and 8. And looks like the field goal unit is coming out. Right?
And this will be a fairly long one. It's
about 43, it looks like. 43, maybe 44.
Yeah.
16, Ronaldo Flores. Out of the hole, number 14.
Last time they tried this, this one will be a line drive kick that is
just under the bar. A little bit short.
So no good on the kick, and Cabrillo will take over with
9:40 remaining here in the third quarter.
They'll start at their own 20, which has kind of been one of their stories tonight.
Yeah.
Not a great starting field position.
Well, the kicking game is really, really important. When you're not getting yards from the kickoffs or from the punt or
Towns in motion. He gets the ball as he's going by, and then he goes straight to the ground as he's tackled by a couple of the Nipomo Titans
he looked
in the backfield.
Looked like he got run over playing on the freeway.
Loss of 2, maybe 3. We'll call it 3, 2nd and 13. 2 receivers to either side.
Another low snap.
Anderson throws complete. That was Eddie Little on the catch.
Pickup of about 8.
But out to about the 25. So got the loss back plus an extra 5, so it's 3rd and 5 now for the Conks from their own 25. 2 receivers to the near side, 1 on the slot, 1 wide and right. Anderson handles a low snap, throws incomplete out to the right side.
Trying to hit number 12.
Cody Forbes, the intended receiver. And again, as you alluded to, Mike, those snaps that are just a little off, throws the timing off, and just affects everything downfield. Wreaks havoc on the whole offensive system. So 4th down and 5, the Conks will punt.
Low kick. Gets a good roll, though. Alejandro does a good job of getting away from it. Picks up about 12 on the roll.
It'll be down at the Titan 42-yard line. Another example of the good field position Nipomo's had to start, and the not so good field position that the Conks have.
Their Titans' 10th possession begins with 8:28 on the third quarter clock, and the ball at their own 42.
$38-6 is our score. The Nipomo Titans leading the hometown Cabrillo Conquistadores. Conks in their home opener here at Houck Stadium tonight. We're glad you're joining us. Another 4 receivers for the Titans. Handoff is to Iniguez, finds some room on the far side, still on his feet, gets across midfield, still on his feet, finally dragged down by a whole host of Conquistadores at about the Cabrillo 42. Nice run by Ricky that time. 1st and 10 for Nipomo, now at the 42-yard line of Cabrillo.
8:19.
Clock stopped long enough to move the chains. Now we're rolling.
Cabrillo is up 28-0.
From the shotgun, throwing deep to the near side, got a man all by himself at the 10, complete, dives for the pylon, touchdown. And that was a nice pass. Nathan Reese, number 20, on the catch. Got it at the 10. Fought off the defender long enough to get 10 more yards and dived to the pylon for the score. Takes us to 44-6. With yet another point after coming up.
And we're looking at some dangerous territory here, Greg.
Kick is away. Kick is good. Just under 8 minutes, 7:59 to be precise, remaining here in the third quarter. Our score is now Nipomo 45, Cabrillo 6. You are listening to the KPEG Game of the Week right here on your home for local sports, 100.9 KPEG.
And KTNK 1410 AM on your radio dial on the Cabrillo Conquistadores radio network.
Don't forget, folks, you can also check us out on the web as well. KPEGradio.com, broadcasting worldwide. If you're outside the local listening area, that's how to catch us, Lompoc and Cabrillo High School football right here all season long.
And we have seen Mr. Ronaldo Flores, number 16, way too much in this game.
Way too much.
Gets ready to kick off again.
First in line for the ice tub, I think.
Yeah.
I bet Cabrillo will be right back here next week, hosting Rio Mesa from Oxnard. Fielded at about the 5. Towns with the return across the 20 to about the 23.
About 18 on the return.
So this is not going to get any easier for Cabrillo next week. They grow them big down in Rio Mesa.
That they do.
So the Conks will take over 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line with 7:53 remaining here in the third. They'll send 3 receivers up high, 1 here to the near side as Cabrillo travels from right to left on your radio dial.
Pitch out to Misa.
Looking for some blockers on the far side, and he finds about
20 guys in a rugby scrum.
Yes, yeah. See what they're going to give him on that. They're going to give him 1.
There was a bunch of people out there.
That was a scrum. 2nd and 9 from the 23 now.
3 wide to the left, home side.
Anderson from the shotgun, looks right, throws left, complete at the 29-yard line.
Good snap that time.
Cody Forbes on the catch was down to the turf immediately after the catch, so the ball is up to 30. That'll be a 3rd down and about 2. Give is up the middle to Tito Misa.
I think he just did get the first down.
It's going to be close. Yep. Got to the 33. Needed the 32. 1st down, Conquistadores.
That's the first Cabrillo 1st down in a while.
They've been few and far between, I think, tonight. Again, from the shotgun, as Anderson throws this one to Visa. Did he get his hands under that one? No. You call that incomplete at the 36. Pass was low and in the dirt. Visa tried to get underneath it, couldn't do it. So it'll be 2nd and 10.
Nice diving attempt, but would have been about a 5-yard gain if he'd been able to reel it in.
2nd and 10. Anderson throwing on 2nd down. This one is behind the receiver, incomplete at the 38. Towns the intended receiver. It'll bring up 3rd down and 10. Clock stop was 6:23 left here in the third, almost halfway through the third quarter. Two receivers to either side.
3rd and 1. Oh, nice catch by
Pass
Green.
Complete to Green. Nice little move there. Bounces off one tackler, still on his feet, and gets out to the 45 before he's pushed back. Green showing some nice hands and some nice balance after taking a good shot. Gets out to the 47 in forward progress. That'll move the chains for the Conquistadores, and they've got a couple of back-to-back first downs here.
Yep. Draw by Anderson, and he draws a crowd.
He's got 3 white jerseys all over him.
Yeah, 122 and 12.
Put it back at the 45 for a loss of about 2. 2nd and 12 now.
And they were expecting that one.
That one they were ready for.
Ooh.
Anderson pays the price after handing that ball off to...
Yeah, it looked like all the world that he had faked that handoff, and he took a big-time shot.
Misa manages to get about 3.
And that was... That's actually...
Scrambling is Anderson, and he gets out of bounds at about the crosses midfield, gets into Nipomo territory. Gain of about 5. It's 4th and 5, and the Conquistadores will go for it. Why not?
Nice catch.
Looking to pass, complete.
And that was
it?
That was Mr. Townsend, I think.
No. Incomplete.
Oh, goodness.
Couldn't hang on at the 40. And the Cabrillo Conquistadores will turn it over on downs. So the Nipomo will take over 1st and 10 at their own 47 with 1 second over 5 minutes remaining.
Yeah, I thought you had that one.
Yeah, me too.
You made a real good move to it. It was kind of behind him, and he reached back and snagged it and couldn't complete the movement.
So we'll turn around and go the other way. Nipomo with the ball, 1st and 10. Goes hard under center.
Ooh.
Adrian Rabena, number 17 on that carry. His first touch of the night.
And Patrick Durham was in there again.
Second down, 2nd and 10 on the 47-yard line.
No gain, brings up 2nd and 10 for the Titans. Clock moving down to 4.5 remaining here in the 3rd.
Durham has been playing very well tonight.
Almost slowing things down a little bit, it seems. Grossart, under center. Big gap up the middle. Here we go. Across the 40, inside the 40 to the 38.
And that was
number 4. Nicholas Dostal. He's listed at 6'1", 195.
And he's got some giddy up.
He popped through there in a hurry. Spotted at the 39-yard line and give the Titans a first down from there with 4 minutes remaining in the 3rd. Our score is 45-6. Nipomo leading. Cabrillo showing blitz. Ball is loose in the backfield. I think Nipomo's got it covered up, however, and yes, they do.
Yeah, that's the third time the ball's been on the ground, and Nipomo's been able to keep possession.
And the Cabrillo blitz actually caused that, getting a hand in there during the exchange, but unable to cover it up. Lost back to the 43. It'll be 2nd down and 14.
second down and 14 yards to go for a second down.
Nipomo will send 2 receivers up to the top. Nobody here on this side. Staying to the ground game.
Draw.
Simple draw.
72 and 53 on the stop.
Adrian Rabena, the ball carrier for the Titans.
Agat drop to Rabena, picks up 4.
We're going to pick up on the play. He's a third down.
The ball's out the 40. It'll be a third down and a long 9.
Third down, 11 yards to go.
Nope, third down and a long 10. The other side of the stick.
Yeah. Almost 11.
Yeah.
Their ball's just touching the 40, and they have to get down just inside the 29 to.
Third down and long. Put that way.
Oh, another blitz, and they tackled the quarterback, tackled the runner, tackled the fullback, and Dostal had nowhere to go.
Nice defensive play by the Conks.
And guess who? Patrick Durham again. Loss of a couple more.
Fourth down now at the 42, fourth and about 13. And we'll see a Nipomo punt.
A Nipomo punt, and Cabrillo has 2 receivers back at around, one at the 5, one at the 10.
Short kick, very high. Bounces inside the 20, takes a nice Nipomo roll all the way down to the Cabrillo 5. No return down there by the Titans. And once again, Cabrillo will have, unfortunately, 4 field positions to start this possession.
Yeah.
First and 10 at their own 5-yard line, and the official just falls down. Turf monster got him.
1:59 remaining in the third quarter.
(45-6) is our score. Nipomo leads. Cabrillo with the ball, first and 10 at their own 5-yard line.
And I don't see any of Cabrillo drives that started outside their own 30.
And this is their worst starting field position of the evening, I think. Run up the middle out to about the 8, maybe the 9. Misa on the carry, I believe, for 4.
Well, let's see. 26, 25, 28, 25, 19, 30, 27, 20, 20, 22, and 5.
Those are the starting positions for every Cabrillo possession of the night. And as you alluded to, Mike, nothing past the 30. Another run for the Conks, picks up about 1. It'll be 3rd and 6. Five receivers for the Conquistadors this time. Empty backfield. Jackson Anderson throwing.
Nice pass. Nice catch.
Complete to Eddie Little. Out across the 30-yard line. That one was right on the money. And tackled at the 34.
51.5 seconds left in the third.
First and 10 Conquistadors from there.
25-yard pickup on the pass play. First and 10 Conquistadors.
Now the ball is whistled, ready for play. 4 receivers for Cabrillo. Fakes the handoff, does Anderson. Keeps it himself around the left corner.
Picks up a little bit.
Makes one little spin move to get by one guy, and then gets tackled at about the 37.
Pickup of about 4.
Put it at the 38. You're right, Mike. 4 yards, second and 6. 20 seconds left here in the third quarter. Could be the last play. Anderson back to pass. Plenty of time.
Yeah.
Throws this one behind the intended receiver,
which was
Mason Towns. That will stop the clock with 9.5 seconds left here in the third and bring up third down for the Conquistadors. 3rd and 6. Ball just across the 40-yard line. on the Cabrillo side of the field. 3 receivers to the right, 1 here to the near side, and whistles. And, well, they're going to respot the ball.
Yeah, they didn't have it where the sticks were. So.
Yeah, it's supposed to be where the sticks are. Okay. It's preseason football, folks. 3rd down and 6.
Clock still at 9.5 seconds.
Jackson Anderson throwing across the middle, complete, and tackled at the 45-yard line. Eddie Little on the catch. He's putting up some receiving numbers here tonight. Yeah. Clock stopped long enough to move the chains with 4.6 seconds. Cabrillo might get one play off here before the end of the quarter.
Ball on the 43 of the Titans.
Yeah, but they're not in a hurry, so the numbers will run out. So, with that, we've got 3 quarters complete here at Houck. After 3 quarters, our score is the Nipomo Titans 45, the Cabrillo Conquistadores 6. You're listening to the KPEG Game of the Week, right here on your home for local sports, 100.9 FM KPEG.
And 1410 AM KTNK on the Cabrillo Conquistador Radio Network.
That's Mike Loney. My name's Greg Ratcliffe. Judy Baker's back in the studio clicking mouses? One of those. Taking care of all the technical stuff back in the studio. And we thank you for joining us here tonight at Houck for our season home opener here with the Conquistadores and the Titans. Forget, next week we will be back on the road again, going down to La Playa Stadium, beautiful La Playa Stadium at Santa Barbara City College, where the Lompoc Braves will be visiting Bishop Diego.
And after Declan Sparrow throws an interception that's returned 50 yards for a TD, St. Paul takes the lead over Lompoc 14-13 with 8:42 remaining in the 3rd quarter.
14, Lompoc 13.
Oh my goodness. Lompoc in a struggle down there with St. Paul.
It's a defensive battle down there. At halftime, it was 13-7 Lompoc. The Braves had 127 yards of total offense, and the Swordsmen had 86. Herb Barron threw for the first touchdown and then rushed for the second.
24, Tito Mesa, the ball carrier for the Conquistadors.
Back here to Houck.
35 on the Titans in on the
We'll turn around and go the other way. Mesa picks up 1 with a run up the middle. It is 2nd and 9. Anderson back to pass. Takes a hit as he lets the ball go. Just overthrown, intended for Mason Towns here on the near sideline.
Just off his finger. Just off his fingertips.
And that Anderson had a big lineman in his face, so. Third down and 9. 2 receivers to either side. Anderson loading up again. Throws this one low and away.
Looking for Green, it was just a bit wide.
So 4th down and 9. I believe Cabrillo is going to leave the offense out here on the field.
Why not?
Why not, indeed. 4th and 9 from the Nipomo 42. And they will go for it. 1 receiver up top, 3 here to the near side. Anderson takes the snap. Looks right, now scrambles left. Picks up a block on the corner. He's got the first down and more. And out of bounds on the far sideline at about the 25. We have a penalty flag down at the 35, however.
And I have a feeling this is coming back.
That might be a hold.
He managed to get down to about the 27.
Holding Conquistadors. Now that nice block I said he got on the corner, well, it was a little too nice. So take away the first down, take away the gain, move the ball back to the 45. Still fourth down, 4th and 12, however. Cabrillo showing no signs of changing their mind. They'll go for it again.
9:30 remaining in the fourth.
Anderson looking deep. Got a man all by himself. Complete. Mason Town goes up to get that one and catches it at the 15-yard line. He's down there. And a nice job by Towns to go up and get that ball out of the night sky.
30-yard pickup.
Cabrillo's in business, 1st and 10 at the 15-yard line. Anderson fakes the handoff, sweeps left, gets inside the 10 to about the 8.
I believe number 21 of the Titans, Adam Morales.
Pickup of about 6. Call it 7, 2nd and 3 for the Conks. Ball on the 8.
Give it to Misa up the middle.
Misa fighting his way through. Did he get in? Yes. Touchdown, Conquistador. That's what we want to see. Now the fans have got something to cheer for.
Misa has a nose for the end zone when you get in there close. He punched that one right in.
Tito's not a big guy. He's 5'7", 165.
And he's put on about 30 pounds from last year.
So it's 45-12. Cabrillo will go for 2. Anderson throws, complete. It's good.
And that was Little again.
Eddie Little catches it at about the 2 and crawls in. Not crawls, but sneaks in. So with 8:17 remaining here in the fourth, Cabrillo's on the board. It's Nipomo 45, Cabrillo 14. You are listening to the Game of the Week right here on your home for local sports, 100.9 KPEG.
And KTMK, 1410 AM on the Cabrillo Radio Network.
So we get to see a Cabrillo kickoff.
Again.
Yeah. So fascinating score coming from Santa Fe Springs with the Braves trailing by 1 in the second half. I knew that was going to be a tough assignment for the Braves tonight.
A matchup of ranked teams. The Braves had crept up to 10th in Division III, and the Swordsmen playing at home. Number 9 in Division 5. So.
Can you throw in that 4+ hour drive?
Yeah, that's a road trip.
Back here at Houck, Cabrillo putting on a little run here in the fourth.
And the Titans looking for an onside kick here. Their deep man is back at the 25.
And Cabrillo will try one. Ball is loose at the 40. Let's see what we got. Looks like the Titans will cover it up.
They managed to get a hand on it and it skickered over to the sideline, but didn't quite go out of bounds, and it was finally recovered by number 21 for the Titans, Adam Morales.
The loose ball is just not going the way of the Conquistadors tonight. Had a couple of them on the ground they haven't been able to lasso and get a hold of. And the bad news out of that is that the Titans will have excellent field position again to start this possession at their own 44.
And the clock is rolling.
7.5 left here in the fourth. First and 10 Nipomo from their own 44-yard line. Sticking with the running game, which is probably a good idea.
Trying to burn some clock here.
Not much on that play. We'll give him nothing. Second and 10.
Urbana again, and he went up the middle.
No gain. Isn't that what you put on when you're losing your hair? No, maybe must be something.
Yeah, I wouldn't know, Greg.
Yeah, I've just heard rumors about it myself. I'm not sure. All right, second and 10 from the 44.
Maybe we could ask the tall, bald guy. I haven't seen him around. Oh, goodness.
Slant pass, hit it right in the hands at the 45-yard line, and he dropped it, or else he'd still be running.
Yeah.
He was all alone. Incomplete pass will bring up third and 10. And the clock is running. We are officially in a running clock, Mike. Third and 10 from the 44. Cabrillo showing blitz. Pitches to number 17. Finds a seam on the far side. Adrian Rabena gets out to midfield. About 4 yards short of a first. It'll be fourth down.
And about 5.
And 4 or 5, yeah. Now what do you do if you're Nipomo?
Well, I don't think they're going to punt.
You send in the punt team. That's what you do.
No reason to give Cabrillo any hope that they'll get the ball around midfield.
Past the halfway mark here in the fourth quarter. 5:10 remaining.
Clock rolling.
And the Titans in no hurry whatsoever, finally getting their personnel out. They will punt this one away. Low snap, fielded nicely though. A nice high kick. Short, however. And takes a beautiful Cabrillo bounce back towards the 30-yard line. Pick up about 5 on the carom, I think. So they'll put it at the 30, which, if I recall your numbers, equals the best starting position of the night for the Cox.
Indeed.
First and 10 for Cabrillo from their 30-yard line, 4.5 remaining.
And keep in mind, originally on that first run at the 30, they had marked it at the 20. That was after a punt, too, and then they moved it out to the 30.
Oh, that's right. So first and 10, clock rolling, just about 4 minutes remaining. 45-14 is our score. Nipomo leads Cabrillo. Cabrillo with the ball. Throw out to Towns, complete at the 35. Dives forward to the 37.
Number 20, Mason Towns. Completion's good to the 30.
I'm going to give him about 7 yards on that and make it second and 3.
Green out so low right. 3 receivers to the left. They fake it to Misa and Guillory and their quarterback tries to draw and follow after Misa, and he gets popped for basically no gain.
Guillory decidedly smaller than Jackson Anderson, listed at 5'7", 144.
He's a junior. He'll probably be in line for the start next year, and he's got a headgear problem. And called timeout. The officials did, and they're working on getting that fixed.
Now we'll roll the clock again. Third down and about 2. You had to get out to the 40.
Just under 3 minutes to go.
And Guillory will get back out of the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, another low snap.
It'll be 4th and 2 now for the Cogs. They need to get to the 40. They're at the 38. Clock running, 2:40 left here in the fourth.
And it's 4th and 2, and Cabrillo going for it.
Shotgun. Hillary throwing. And incomplete, intended for Jordan Green here on the near side.
Yeah, they're about the 35.
So Cabrillo will give it up at 4th and 2. And Nipomo will take over in excellent field position at the Cabrillo 38-yard line with 2 minutes remaining in the game. Clock running. Nipomo needs to do nothing except to run out the last 120 seconds of the contest. And they're taking their time doing it, as a matter of fact, which I guess is okay.
Looks like they'll probably stamp it with about a minute and a half left.
Now the ball marked ready for play with 1:30 remaining. And they're still not in a hurry.
Well, they do have, I believe it's 35 seconds after the ball is marked ready for play. So they're going to
quarterback Braden Grosshart just kind of hanging around, watching the clock.
Yeah.
And he'll get under center and
take a knee
at the 40. I need to do one more of those, and this one will be official. Sunset Auto player of the game being announced.
He took that knee with about a minute 5.
One more kneel down will take care of this.
Needs to get it under 35. And it's under 30, and they'll take another.
And there's the final knee. And they'll watch the clock run out. 25 seconds remaining. And this one's going to go in the favor of the Titans. Tito Amiza voted the Sunset Auto Center player of the game tonight. I can't really argue with that. A couple of scores. Not the way Cabrillo wanted this game to go as the final seconds tick off. We are official. 45-14, the final score from Houck tonight. Cabrillo goes to 0-2 on the season.
And down south, St. Paul connected on a 37-yard field goal to extend their lead over Lompoc to 17-13.
What's the time frame on that? Do you know?
I believe it's in the third quarter. I'm not sure.
St. Paul leading Lompoc 17-13, somewhere in the third.
St. Paul had a 1st and 10 at the Lompoc 19 with less than 2 minutes left in the third quarter. So, and then the field goal. So you figure that's around the time frame of the end of the quarter.
Yep. So Lompoc in a struggle down south, trailing by 4 with a quarter to go. And that's about the last update we're going to be able to give you from that as we are wrapping up here from Houck Stadium. Mike, Cabrillo's got some work to do.
Yes, they do. They do have some talent, but they need to clean up all the mistakes. But I'm not sure that without a near perfect effort that they would have put a dent in the Titans tonight.
Titans are a pretty good football team.
Yeah. By the way, the Helix High Highlanders were leading Arroyo Grande 20-3 at halftime.
We'll be seeing the Eagles in a couple of weeks, right here.
And Oaks Christian leads Edison 17-0 at half.
Yikes. Okay, well, we are going to get ready to wrap this thing up. A disappointing evening for the Conquistadors, but I know Coach A.J. Pateras will gather the troops and get them ready for next week when they will be playing Rio Mesa right here at Houck Stadium.
One more quick one. At the half, Carp had a touchdown pass near the end of the first half, and they have cut the lead against San Ynez 14-7.
Okay. Well, we want to thank you for joining us here tonight. We appreciate you being with us. Once again, we will be back on the air next week as we travel with the Lompoc Braves down to Santa Barbara City College and the beautiful venue at La Playa Stadium when they take on Bishop Diego. So, for Judy Baker back in the studio, from Mike Loney to my right, my name is Greg Ratcliffe. Thank you so much for joining us. Our final score, once again, from Hawk Stadium, the Nipomo Titans 45, the Cabrillo Conquistadores 14. We'll see you next week from La Playa. Good night, everybody.
Bye.
Yeah.